what have I spoken about and what have I not spoken about? I mean, at this point, I don't know. I just have conversations all the time. When I think back at things, I'm like, did I have that conversation with a human being or with a camera in the car or, at home or somewhere? I really, really hope that very soon I'm able to be in a much better environment for recording these because this is not it. This is not on. But it's one of the few opportunities I get to actually get some alone time, some quiet time, even though it's not very quiet, and be able to talk undisturbed unless someone calls me, which is just always a nightmare. But it's one of the few times that I get, and I'm sorry that it's like this, but hopefully soon, okay, not hopefully, definitely soon, it's gonna be better. I'm going to have more time. Um, to be in a better space, to be in a quiet space, be in a better lit space, be in a place with better background, less distracting background. Maybe you guys, more of you guys would take me more seriously and I'd get to reach more ears. My message today is I think, firstly, let me apologize for not having any technology piece this past Tuesday. You may have noticed there was no Technology Tuesday. I did apologize for that on YouTube, but I'm just apologizing again now. Even though, most people don't exactly watch these on the day they get out. So normally it's pointless to make references to like yesterday or Tuesday or whatever. It's just pointless. But anyway, the point I want to talk about, or the point I want to make today, is about. I feel like I've said this before. I'm gonna say it anyway. If at some point in your life you were a prefect, a class representative, a head boy, is it SRC? That's in varsity. What is it in high school or primary? Whatever. Even in SRC or whatever type of leadership position you may have ever been in your life, I think that when we get into the workspace and we start becoming adults, as it were, I think that is when we or those people need to step into their shoes and actually start becoming leaders in real life. Of course, when you're a prefect, when you're a head boy or head girl, you are a leader in real life. That is real life. That is a real life situation. That is not staged. But what I'm saying is, at a point where you don't really necessarily get people or teachers or whoever choosing who is the prefect, it now becomes the onus now then becomes on us, the individuals, to say, okay, I was this sort of person growing up, and that sort of leadership role groomed something in me. It is probably the time now for me to stand up and see where I can lead within our communities, within the workspace. Okay, of course, workspaces have managers, they have supervisors, team leaders, and so on. So maybe there things are already dictated. But perhaps you're new to a workplace and you are not a team leader and you're not a supervisor, but you do know you have some leadership skills about you. So in that kind of situation, I'd like to implore people to step up within their communities, identify the problems that are there, try to talk to people, find out if there are people who are interested in doing things and lending a hand and being active in their communities. Normally, you find that these people tend to be people person, but multiple plural of person, people, and they're able to the word mobilize. I feel like that's not the word I was looking for. They're able to mobilize people together to say, okay, guys, we want to achieve this. Maybe we want to clean up our streets. Let's get together and start doing it. Um, a bit of this is motivated by a clip I saw on social media today, where they were talking about how kids simply mirror what they see adults do. Of course, it's not an exact science, but in general, monkey see, monkey do, children see, children do. This is pretty much what happens. And as an adult and other adults within society, if we then take the responsibility, if we then take the onus upon ourselves to say, Let's sort out some of the issues that actually can be or are within our own hands. Let us take care of that. Let us do something about that. It really does set an example for the kids, and it really does set an example for everyone else within the community. Of course, in some communities you'll have naysayers, you'll have negative people who are going to look up upon you as crazy people, or as people who probably think better of themselves or whatever. But that's always been the case. Again, if you've been a prefect in your life, if you've been a um, some sort of head girl or whatever, you know how you've had to deal with that. We know how when we're kids, we are we're very funny about these things, and we're gonna make fun of you for being a prefect. We're gonna make fun of you of being a teacher's pet or whatever it is. And when you become an adult, these things aren't jokes anymore. Okay, now this is serious life, and we need to actually care about our society, care about our environment, care about ourselves, care about the community in order for us to build a better future. And if you're gonna be worried about what other people are gonna say, people are gonna laugh at you, you may be stuck back in those ages where we were kids. And I think that it's time now that people step up. Don't try and do something extravagant. I mean, if you can, it's amazing. Great, do that. But for us to sit down, be on our phones, cry about things not being done, certain services not being delivered, certain streets being dirty, the parks not being in good condition, all these things that we cry about, there might be a solution that we can think of. Maybe the park has grass raising, knee high grass. It can be like, okay, who of y'all have grass cutters? Maybe some of us have long extension cords. Hey, can we plug into electricity so that we can just do something about this grass here by the park, so that our kids, kids in the communities, can come in there and be able to play? You know, of course, maybe some things need some money to be gathered around, but you'll find that at the end of the day, you're not buying an entire bus. You just maybe buying some fuel for the grass cutter, maybe those strip things that they use to actually put on those grass cutters that do the blades thing. Maybe you can need to buy those, but it's not a bucket load of money that is needed to do some sort of work, to take some sort of initiative. And at least it starts there, right? Once you get that ball rolling, of course it may fizzle out, but it is then possible that this may grow into something bigger, with more people getting involved, more people putting up their hands and saying, okay, no, this is what I can bring to the table. This is a problem that I've identified. What solutions do we have? This is a problem I've identified. I've seen that person has this. Maybe we can use that to solve this problem. Maybe we can touch that person and they might help us with this problem. Maybe I've already spoken to that person, but I've seen you guys already started doing some work. I'm thinking, let's now please include us in that, so that we can do more work. We have this, we bring in this as our resources. We see the work you're doing, we like it. Let's get together and add on to the work that you're doing, so that the community grows, the community improves. There's so much that we're struggling with. And again, it just comes back to me talking about South Africa specifically, even though these are things that can be implemented anywhere in the world. If you come back to South Africa, you see that there's a lot of things that people have to complain about, a lot of things that we're really not happy with. And of course, these things suck. But at the end of the day, it helps not for us to sit and just complain about it. It may help if we stand up and do something about it. Of course, all people who stand up are not going to succeed. There's a lot of people who are going to stand up and no one's going to listen to them. There's a lot of people who are going to stand up and they're just going to be ignored, and it's just going to have tomatoes thrown at them. Proverbial tomatoes, of course, not real ones. Some probably even proverbial eggs. I don't know what the difference is, proverbially, but anyway. But I think it's time we stand up. It may not have meant much back then, but at this point in life, I think that sort of leadership is what we need from each other, from our society. Say, hey, no, I was a prefect. Maybe even still have the badge. I think some schools even gave you badges. This is who I am. I'm the prefect. I am going to stand up and try to talk to you guys, mobilize you guys, and say, okay, this is what we can do. When can we start? How do we do it? What solutions do you suggest? Have you seen something similar, something else being done in a different place? Maybe then we can copy that. Maybe we can find the leaders from that place to tell us how we can do it. How do we start? Where do you guys go? Who do you call? When you need this, what do you do? Even if it's not stuff like cleaning up, think about things like sports activities. You've noticed maybe there's a bunch of kids who have trying to start who play soccer, for example. Just go with soccer, but you see they don't really have the resources, and there's a stadium or sports field that is in good condition, but it's not being used. And like, okay, you know what, let's maybe for our neighborhood try to have a tournament or something. Let's Who do we talk to? How do we organize that? What that does is it gives more validity to the sports, and then more people come to engage. Parents around the neighborhood engage, and they come to watch their kids play or to watch other kids play from the neighborhood, and that allows for networking among parents, and then more problems can be spoken about, and hopefully more solutions can be gotten, can be figured out, can be solutioned. We can find more solutions within that space. So people can be innovative about this. I mean, I don't have all the answers. In fact, I probably have none of the answers. But the more that we get out of our shells, and even if you start things even within our phones, I mean, it's much more possible now that you just send out a message within your phone, maybe on Facebook or whatever, to the people around you, people within your neighborhood. Hey guys, what do you think about us doing this? Maybe start a group and then talk to the guys like, hey, I'm thinking maybe we should do this and this and this. Then see where it goes from there. But then I'm saying that if a person has been a prefect, they've already been in that sort of position where they're able to lead, or they've been in a position where they had to lead. And maybe you didn't do much as a prefect at school, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. It's not like something that's going to go on your resume. It's not like it's something that we're going to be like, you were a prefect? Let us see. What did you do as a prefect? No, 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 no. We're just saying that you, having been chosen as that prefect at that level, shows that there is something in you that resembles leadership skills. There is something in you that resembles discipline, something in you that resembles organization, something in you that resembles a certain innovation, intuition, and intelligence. And I think that because that was identified in you at that young stage, it still exists within you at this point. And I think at this point, it becomes much more valuable. And I think maybe that was the whole point of this, and maybe we're not told about this, but maybe that's the whole point of saying, when you're chosen as a person of leadership as a kid, and you're made a prefect, we're not just saying, yeah, just be the boss of these kids. We're saying that we see leadership skills within you, and we want to groom them. So when you grow up, yes, you can be a leader within your workspace, but perhaps more importantly, and I think this is more important, maybe not more important to everyone else, but I think it should be the most important thing, that you can be a leader within the community. Because again, I'm going to come back to this, and maybe I've never really said it explicitly before, but the most important thing is the society, the community, the human aspect of it. The whole system is great, sharp, it's amazing, but it means nothing without the human aspect. And if we can get people who are going to be able to guide and lead and take the human beings to the next level by taking the community and the society to the next level, then we're winning. And we're not winning at an individual level. We're winning as a community. And a win for the community is a win for all the individuals. I'm going to leave you with this analogy. The team that wins the gold, or the team that wins the cup, only a few players are going to be in the pitch. Only a few players will have played in the tournament. But all of them are going to get medals. All of them are going to get to hold the cup. All of them are going to get to wear that victory badge on their shoulders. Well, on the chest. Badge goes on the chest. So when we do things and we score a lot of goals and we do our defense amazingly and we win as a team, it's the team that wins, but every individual is better off for it. So let us all just please have our contributions. Put in your work. Put in your 2 cents. Let it be heard. Let your voice be heard. Let your efforts be seen. And hopefully we create a better future for everyone. And once that future is created for all of us get to rejoice in the medal of winning, in the medals of a great society. I mean, maybe it won't be great same time, but you know what I'm going for. Thank you so much for watching. Again, sorry about all this.